Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have your attention at the front of the room for just a second? We just wanted to say a few words, very brief. Thank a few people, tell you about some of the people that are here today. First of all, I want to thank my husband, Harry. My husband, our editor. I've had some tough editors in my time, but none quite like Harry, which is why we love him. I also want to thank our designer, Deborah Frano. I hope she's there in the background. Unbelievable, come to the front of the room. Unbelievable to work with someone who understands the words. It's just not quite right. I can't tell you exactly what's wrong with it, but it's just not quite right. And Deb is one of those people, and that's what makes her such an incredible artist, because nothing's ever as wonderful as you want it to be. You always want it to be a little bit better. We understand that. I also want to introduce you to some of the incredible talent in our book who are with us today. Lizzie Rockwell, who has published hundreds of children's books. It's such an honor to have this woman with her beautiful Alice Little drawings, one of which is featured in our book. The amazing David Cooper. You've probably been looking at his artwork over there. That's an original piece of art he created. He was inspired by the trip down the River Isis in Oxford, which is the first time the story of Alice in Wonderland was told by Lewis Carroll to Alice and her sisters. Tom Ottenis, I hope Tom is here. If he's not, he's coming, and you probably all know his work. One of his amazing pieces is featured in our book, The Dodo Bird. Bruce Fuller, amazing photographer. Where are you? Bruce, hi. Bruce's incredible photographs of Oxford University on a school trip, actually. It was great timing. The Horace Mann Theatre Group decided to take a trip to Oxford, which turned out to be invaluable to this book, because if Bruce hadn't been there with his camera, we were given permission to actually go inside Alice's home, take photographs of the room in which she slept, she played, the garden in which the Cheshire Cat tree, that inspired the Cheshire Cat tree. Bruce was there with his camera, and who knew a year later we'd want to make a book about this and use Bruce's photographs. So Nancy Rosen. Nancy has got the Victorian Treasury collection in the back of this room. I believe it's the most fantastic Victorian collection in the world, and we're just so happy to have met Nancy, and she gave us permission to use her beautiful pieces in our book because we wanted to make it authentic. We wanted the design to be very Victoriana, and thank you, Nancy. Please take a look at Nancy's collection. And I know the designers from Madame Alexander Dolls are here. We love your dolls wherever you are, and it was just wonderful to feature the rag doll in our book. Today is actually a special anniversary. Of course, we planned this before we booked the date at Rizzoli, who we're very grateful to having us today. It is the 78th anniversary of the day in 1932 that President Murray Butler of Columbia University honored Alice Little Hargreaves in front of the world for the role she played as the inspiration behind Alice in Wonderland. I know we have guests from Columbia University here today who helped us with the book, as well as guests from Horace Mann School in Riverdale. President Butler was also the founder of Horace Mann School, so that was another amazing, which is the school my children go to. We thought it would be fun to read you an excerpt from the speech President Butler made to Alice on that very special occasion 78 years ago. Handing you over to my co-author.
Alice Pleasance Hargreaves, descendant of John of Gaunt, time-honored Lancaster, daughter of that distinguished Oxford scholar whose fame will last until English-speaking men cease to study the Greek language and its immortal literature. Awaking with her girlhood's charm and the ingenious fancy of a mathematician familiar with imaginary quantities, stirring in him to reveal his complete understanding of the heart of a child as well as of the mind of a man, to create imaginary figures and happenings in a language of all his own, making odd phrases and facts to live on pages which will adorn the literature of the English tongue, time without end, and which are as quizzical and as amusing as fascinating, thereby building a lasting bridge from the childhood of yesterday to the children of countless tomorrows. You, as the moving cause, I gladly admit to the degree of Doctor of Letters in this university.
And if you want to find out more about what he said, you'll have to look in the book. Enjoy.